there's a new study. This one's kind of intriguing, though. It weighs the cost of renting versus buying a home in the Bay Area.
Yeah, it turns out that the best choice varies depending on location. Joining us now is Tara Nicole Nelson, a consumer advocate for, tell me how to say this?
Trulia.
Trulia.com.
In essence, a real estate search engine,
It is.
right?
It's
you
a
put
real
in
estate search website.
Criteria you would like, and up pops a bunch of homes and things like that.
And you can also put in questions and all sorts of things and get answers.
And as such, you know how prices are working in the market and things like that. So this says in some cities in the Bay Area, if you can get into a house, your mortgage is going to be cheaper than what you'd be paying for rent.
Absolutely. Which I know is pretty amazing to people.
So explain these to us.
You guys busted out Oakland, San Jose, and San Francisco. What are those? The list price of what? And it's very important to tell us what you compared.
It's very important to be clear because we wanted to make sure we were comparing apples to apples. So these are the average list prices and the average rents for two-bedroom apartments, condos, and townhomes in these cities.
When I first saw this study, I said, you can find a house in San Jose for under 300 grand, I'm there.
Well, maybe not the 5-bedroom, 3-bath house that you might want to live in.
Right, but there's some great condos.
Absolutely. And that's really more, you know, what we did here was what's called the price to rent ratio. It's very simply just a measure that compares how much it costs to own a home versus how much it costs to rent a home in different cities. And so we had to look at... So what do those numbers mean then? Right. So this is the price to rent ratio for Oakland and San Jose. So 15 is the cutoff point where we know that the total cost of owning a home in that city are roughly equivalent to the cost of renting a home in that city. So this is the number that everyone's startled by, which actually shows Oakland and San Jose, it's actually less expensive on average to own a 2-bedroom apartment.
And in San Francisco being above the 15, then
right. So San Francisco,
okay
actually 20 is our cutoff point where we know it's much more expensive to own. So San Francisco's number was actually high enough to make it onto the top 10 list of cities nationwide where it's less expensive to rent than to buy. But prices in San Francisco right now are at like January 2004 levels. So there really are, you know, it's right on that cusp, that 20 point, and there are a lot of deals to be had. For some people, if you're planning to be here over a number of years, it may make sense to buy anyway.
So you might be able to make money in the long run.
That's right.
Now, I'm assuming that the low interest rate plays into this right now. We have extremely low interest rates right now. This may not be the case 6 months from now.
Absolutely not. What this is a snapshot in time. Right now in today's market, given current interest rates, given the total cost of ownership, right? You know, when you rent, you just pay renter's insurance. But when you own, you pay your mortgage and taxes and insurance and HOA dues.
Yeah. Especially for condos and apartments, you've got to tack that on.
And private mortgage insurance, which is a newer thing for people that, you know, are putting less than 20% down.
A lot of times
now it's required a lot more often than it used to. So this is a snapshot. Right now, with today's conditions, it's less expensive in those cities to own.
And the only problem? Coming up with that down payment.
Yeah, how much is the down payment? Say in San Jose, considering these prices, how much do I have to come up with?
Well, it depends on, frankly, it depends a lot on your credit score. You know, if your credit ranks up pretty high, you can get a 3%, 3.5% down payment. If your credit score is a little lower, you're looking at maybe 10 or 20%.
All right, good to know.
Very good.
Thank you so much for being here. Great information for us today.